field of dreams.
It's a really soggy field of dreams.
It is. Our feet are just, look. We just walked down to the bottom of the field and we're already covered in mud. But we've got high hopes for today because there's been a lot of rain.
Yes.
And it's a big old field and we found some amazing treasures in the past. So the possibilities are endless and we're very excited to get started. So let's do it.
So, can you see what I can see? It looks like a bead, and it is a beautiful blue bead. Might have a chip out of it, or that might just be fault in it. But yeah, a beautiful bead from a very, very soggy field of dreams today.
Yes, it's freezing cold, but this is my idea of paradise. Let's hope we found some really, really fascinating ancient treasures again today, because we always seem to come back with something really interesting from the field of dreams. So I'm looking forward to it. Oh my goodness, it's a leg! It is, look! Oh yes, just lying there, just sitting there, just waiting so patiently for me to pick it up. And all those storms and heavy rain we've had has probably revealed it off the surface there. Oh beautiful, it's got a little brown shoe. Oh,
looks like a tiny bit of spongeware. It is. That's cute. And can you see what I can see? I think it's a lid, a doll's lid. And yes, it is, look. A little doll's lid. How cute. I can hardly come out without finding a lid, can I?
Potential interesting fragment of clay pipe here. Oh. Yeah, it is. It's like it looks like a tree branch. It's a piece of pipe stem, but it looks like a tree branch. How cool is that? Now the whole bowl of that would have been really cool. Oh. That's a knob. Oh, what's Mum found? What have you found? Mum's found something. One of Mum's favourite finds.
It's a knuckle bone. Oh, and it's in good condition as well.
Oh yeah, it's a white one. Oh,
it's
that's
not broken.
Good. It's funny because you found a bone knuckle bone the last time you were here.
Fantastic. Yay.
Oh, that's brilliant. We've done pretty good so far. We've got a leg and a knuckle bone. And a bead. And a lid. Look at my shoes. They weigh a ton. This is like a workout. My wellies are covered in mud. Just checking whether they have anything on them, the pipe stems. I'm trying not to take them because we've got so many pipe stems. It's a bit silly these days, to be honest. Got a lot more than we could need. I'm also trying to keep a lookout for coins, because the last time I looked for coins I found loads of them just sitting on the surface. Oh, look at that. Oh, lovely bit of glass for beads. That might melt down really nicely.
And it's another bead. Oh my goodness, I love these. Oh yes, it's whole and blue and juicy. Look at that. Beautiful bead. There's a flint here, but I'm not sure if it's worked. I'll have to give it a closer inspection. But the flint isn't natural to this area, so it's been brought here for some reason. So yeah. Okay, so this looks like an interesting old piece of pipe bowl. It's got a heel on it. Not sure if it's got any initials on it. It might do. I think it has. But I'll have to look at that at home.
Have a look.
It'd be one of the Newcastle or Gateshead pipe makers probably. Can you see
We've got an I,
which is a J,
and a unidentifiable mark.
Oh,
Might be a K.
okay, that's interesting then.
That might be a K.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Oh, wait a minute. I know what this is. Look. It looks like a hand, but it's been on a pipe bowl. It's been one of those pipe bowls that have a hand holding the bowl. Oh, that's so cool. Well, it would have been cool if it was whole, but that's what it was. We found one of these kind of pipe bowls before. And just the fingers are remaining. Look what I just spotted. Right under Mum.
Yeah, she sneaked in front of me to steal my
No, I didn't. I just spotted it from the side. Look, I think it's a bead. It might not be, but let's investigate. Yep, it's a bead.
One of those flat ones.
Yeah, it is. One of those flat beads.
I think those flat ones are off bobbins.
Bobbins.
Lace bobbins.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. So that's our third bead for today then. Third bead. That's pretty good so far. Let's get some more. What's that odd metal thing? Oh. I think it's just a washer. Maybe off a piece of old farm machinery or something. I'm on the lookout for coins today actually. It's very difficult to look for lots of different things at the same time, so you kind of got to concentrate. So I'm trying to focus on coins today. Coins. Where are you? Ah yes, the ubiquitous cod marble or mod cobble. No doubt there'll be more than a few of those today.
Okay, so I just found this shining in the sun, catching the sun actually. And it's a nodule. I think it's a huge nodule of chalcedony. Wow, look at that. You can't see it, but that's sort of clear inside and bluey colours. Wow, that would be amazing sliced up. Fantastic. I've just found an ear, and we can use this to make an earring.
What's this over here then?
Ear. Something just sticking out of the mud here, and it looks suspiciously like a figurine, and it is. It's a dog. It's a little dog. What's left of him, poor thing. Aww. The dog.
Mum's found a fairy pipe. I just found this. It's a piece of jug handle, and I think it's a piece of stoneware. Yeah, it's a piece of German stoneware jug handle. And it's probably off one of the Bartman jugs that were chucked away in this field, because we found lots of other pieces of them. How cool is that? Quite a well preserved chunk of handle. Okay, eyes on. Down here, can see very old little pipe down there. Let's go and investigate. Oh yes, oh yes. Oh, we got a lovely little fairy pipe. Oh, okay. I'll just sit down and see if we can see any maker's marks. No, I can't. It's a weird shape actually. It's got a little heel. You see that? It's got a tiny little like spur. It's a tiny little bowl. Wonder how old that is. I'll have to look it up. I'm not sure how old it is actually. Perfect little find. Whoops, though. Love finding the little mini pipe bowls. Following in my ancestors' footsteps. Oh my goodness, I just noticed actually there's footsteps here. A person's footsteps. I was like, oh, looks like someone else has been knocking about the field. And look, right next to one of the footsteps is a foot. It's a leg. Another leg. Like my second leg. Oh my goodness, that is the tiniest leg I've ever... That is the tiniest leg I've ever found. Oh my goodness, it's tiny. That's just a random chip of pottery. Wow, second leg of the day. I always find legs, I never find arms. An arm to match would be very nice. But that's so weird, I was just looking next to these footprints. It's funny how one thing leads to another. Wonder if this is a piece of pottery or a rock. No, it's neither. I think it's a bit of slag.
Look, mystery object.
Mystery object. Oh, it's a tile. It's one of those bubbly tiles.
Is it broken off?
Yeah, like a bathroom tile. Yeah, it's broken around the edge.
That's strange.
Yeah. It's funny how it's broken and just left that one piece from the middle.
And down here is what looks like the tiny bowl of a pipe. The bowl of a tiny pipe, I should say. And it is. Look at the size of that. A tiny fairy pipe. Wow. Oh no, the heel's broken, so I can't see the name on it, but look at the size of that. That is tiny. I love it. This looks like a rather nice clay marble. It's a lovely terracotta one. I like that. Oh no, I think it's a bit of broken doll's arm or leg. Aww.
Look what we both spotted at exactly the same time.
There's a little bare bottom here, but it has no head.
It has knee head, unfortunately.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Poor little frozen child. It's got one foot missing as well.
Oh no. And its hands and its arms. Oh well.
It's been through the wars.
Yeah, well, it's been through the plough.
Yeah.
More like. Well, I'm pretty good at spotting heads by now, and I have a feeling that random white blob might just be that. Oh, there's quite a bit more to it. Now, I'd be very excited if this is a whole frozen Charlotte. Let's hope it is. Oh, there's quite a bit of resistance. Oh my goodness. What on earth is that? It's not a frozen Charlotte. Oh my god, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's a... Oh, the mud's so sticky. It's a little lady. It's a little lady with a basket. Oh my goodness. I love her. Oh wow, look. She's... It's like eating something. Maybe like eating something out of the basket. Oh my god. I just spotted like that much sticking out of the ground. Wow. I love her, and I think Mum's really gonna love her as well. How on earth I saw that, I don't know. It's crazy. Oh, she's so sweet. Hello. I love her so much.
I can't believe it.
She's wearing like a cloak.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Look, she's wearing a cloak. She's got a little basket.
It reminds me of some sort of chess piece.
It does look like a chess piece, doesn't it?
Wow, I love it. It's
beautiful.
Amazing.
That much is sticking out. It was like that, and I was like, that looks like a head. I had no idea. How crazy is
Wow, that's one of our best finds.
I know.
I love it.
Oh, look at that. I just saw that bit of pipe bowl and it drew my eye down there. Look, it's a wee bead. It's disappeared. Oh no. Oh, there.
Oh,
there we go. Yay.
Yay.
Little blue bead. They're always blue for some reason.
They're always blue in this
Aren't
field.
they?
Yeah.
They're always blue. All like the field of blue beads. I've just found the wiggliest piece of pipe stem I've ever seen. Look at that! What on earth? What on earth kind of pipe stem is that shape? That's crazy. Oh wow, that's really old. Wow. I said I was looking for a really old bit of pottery. Bits of pottery. And I think I've just found it. You know what? I have no idea. But I know that is very old. That's very old. Yep. Maybe even ancient. Really cool though.
And down here is another clay marble. That's a nice one. Lovely. Okay, so I've just found this really ancient piece of what looks like some kind of slipware, and it's green, and on that side it's terracotta-y colour. But that looks really old. Be interesting to look that up.
I think you can see it really well in this low light because it is glowing. That beautiful, you almost stood on top of it, that beautiful red bead. That could be an old one. That's beautiful. It's quite crude. Oh, lovely. Got quite a few beads today. Found another really chunk of what looks like really, really old pottery. Like really, really old. And down here I think I found something that might be old as well. Maybe medieval, but it depends. No, actually I think it might be a little bit more modern. What's that bit of cream jar by the looks of it? I think that might have been Craig Miller. I'd love to find a whole one of those.
I had a feeling this was something when I saw it sticking out of the soil. It's a little barefoot. Look at that. It's just a foot. Part of a figurine.
Oh look, I think I recognise what that is. It's like one half of a hair curler. Or wig curlers as some people call them, but they were more commonly used to curl the hair on someone's head. But how cool is that? That's quite a wee one as well. I'd love to find a whole one of these. We've never found a whole one. But that's really cool. Before hair curlers they actually use bits of pipe stem to use to curl hair and wigs. That's why pipe makers make the wig curlers, because they originally just used bits of pipe stem. My feet are so heavy. It's going to be a long old walk back to the car. Oh, oh, look at that. It's round. It's a bead. Oh yay. Another bead. Not done too badly for beads today actually. That's a nice one. I'm not sure what it's made of. Probably glass. Cool. Thought I'd just seen the edge of a coin sticking out here, so we're gonna have a look. Oh yes, it is.
Is it?
It is, look.
Oh wow, yeah.
I thought I recognised that green verdigris. And it's funny because you just joked about having a coin stuck to the bottom of your shoes, or your wellies, because they're so covered in mud. And then I was just like, hey, there's a coin. Maybe it's because you reminded me.
Yeah, to look out for it.
I don't know how old it is because, well, look at it.
So we're cleaning it just now.
No, we're going to have to wait until we get home before we can see what that is.
It looks like a halfpenny though.
It does, doesn't it? Probably Victorian. But that's cool. That is really cool. I think I just found another coin. I just saw this round thing and I half pulled it up. Oh no, it's not. Look, there's a shank on the back. It's a button. Oh, how cool is that? Wonder if there's anything on there. There might be. Cool. Not sure how old it is, but we'll have to look that up later. Just found a tiny little bottle as we're walking back. It's got a bit of a chip out the lip. Oh, you can't see it. And actually, I think I've just spotted something else, which is crazy. No, it's not. My third. Oh my battery died, but as I was saying, that's crazy. My third leg of the day. I don't think I've ever found that many legs in one day. That's crazy. Like I said, never arms though. 3 legs, but no arms. An arm would be nice, I have to say. Just, you know. Oh my goodness, it's been about 10 seconds. 10 seconds, and look. No. That is an arm. Oh my goodness. That's an arm. I just said. What on earth? I just said. What are the chances of that? 10 seconds ago. I just said I never find arms. That's so weird. The field walking gods are with me, I think. That's crazy. Just found what looks like another little mini pipe bowl. It is. Another tiny pipe bowl on the way back to the car. Can't see if there's anything on there, so again, I'm gonna have to wait until the cleanup. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. Nearly back to the car. No way. My fourth leg. My fourth leg. What is up with legs today? Legs Mageddon, Legs McGee. What on earth? Okay, so as we mentioned in a previous video at the Field of Dreams, we actually have a personal family connection to the collecting of clay pipe bowls, and more specifically fairy pipes. So we're going to read a little bit more about that now.
So his name was Hugh Robert Rodham, and he lived in the 19th century, and we found him in a newspaper article where they're discussing the origins of these tiny little pipes, which they referred to as fairy pipes. It's extremely interesting, so here goes. We'll read it to you now. Hugh Robert Rodham was born in North Shields in 1829. He was the grandson of our 5 and 6 times great-grandparents, Sarah Taylor and Cuthbert Rodham, who were booksellers and stationers. Hugh's father James learnt the business from his widowed mother, which she ran as S. Rodham and Son. Hugh, however, became a chemist and druggist, probably because stationers of the time also sold medicines. Hugh went on to become an assistant surgeon before finally settling into business as a chemist. In 1874, at the age of 45, Hugh married Anne Reed, and they went on to have 4 children. Hugh must have had a keen interest in history, because in 1889, at the age of 60, he writes into the Monthly Chronicle of North Country Law and Legend on the subject of fairy pipes.
Fairy pipes. Fairy pipes are not very large clay tobacco or smoking pipes of an old form. They are frequently turned up with the plough, and I have seen many of them turned up with the spade in gardens in Weardale. The shank generally appeared to have been broken, sometimes close to the bowl, and in no case have I seen a complete pipe, but frequently with an inch or so of shank. Denham says they are also met with in Scotland, where they are called peck pipes, and in Ireland, in the immediate localities of Danish forts, they are called Dane pipes. The question has been asked how these pipes came to be known as fairy pipes. Inasmuch as these fairies date back so many centuries, and tobacco having only been introduced into England in the early part of the 16th century, smoking would not be general until a later period. There is, however, evidence that tobacco was very common more than 250 years ago, and that the belief in fairies held its ground to even little more than half a century back. The following from the proceedings of the House of Commons was sent to Notes and Queries in 1877. Wednesday, April 16th, 1621, Sir William Stroud moved that he would have tobacco banished wholly out of the kingdom, and that it may not be brought in any form, in any part, nor used amongst us. And Sir Grey Palm said, if tobacco not to be banished, it will overthrow 100,000 men in England. For now it is so common, he hath seen ploughmen take it as they are at plough. Another contributor to the same periodical, speaking of Irish pipes, says, it is strange that nearly all of their ancient clays are broken in stem or bowl. Rarely can you meet with an entire bowl and an unshortened stem in the same specimen. Some 10 years ago I was living in a Shropshire parish that stretched along the ridge of Permian rock that looked down upon the valley of Severn. There were in this place quarries of capital grey building stone. As far as I could learn, one of the quarries had been last opened on the occasion of a cathedral, Worcester, restoration about 200 to 250 years ago, and after the stone was obtained, the labourers, as usual, had filled the quarry in with the smaller stones and rubble quite up to the natural face of the rock. In 1865 this quarry was reopened in order to get out stone for building a schoolhouse. When the workmen, on removing the old debris, cleared it away from the face of the original working, found hewn out of the rock a little niche, and on the ledge of it lay a small clay tobacco pipe. with, I was told, a heap of dust alongside it, which, we may suppose, was once tobacco. For it would seem the poor Shropshire quarryman, now himself gone to dust, had, in his haste, unwittingly buried his soothing companion, and now here lay the fairy pipe, and on the very spot where the owner had left it. The writer, having had the pipe in question brought to him, describes it as a neat specimen, quite perfect, the shape of it corresponding to the earlier forms of pipe, and on the ample butt, made for the purpose of standing on the table, bowl upwards, were the letters impressed, I.M. And from here, the article goes on to cite several different readers who have written in with their own stories about fairy pipes. And the last paragraph here was written in by our very own Hugh Robert Rodham. So I'm going to read his little paragraph, his little story down here now. I have a few pipes taken out of the ballast hill or heap that formerly existed at the north end of Beverley Terrace, Cullercoats. The bowls are 2 inches in height, with a butt and a thick stem. These pipes are very hard. The stems would appear to have been about 4 inches in length. One has no butt, the bowl gradually rounding off to the stem. The pipes from Cullercoats were all given to me by resident fishermen of that place, and they called them fairy pipes. I have heard it said that the ships formerly loaded at Cullercoats and probably discharged ballast there, which may account for the hill that existed. And here are some of the fairy pipes that we found over the last few years on the Field of Dreams.
Yeah, they're wonderful, and it's also absolutely extraordinary to be able to find a record of a family member of ours way back in the 19th century who was actually collecting these pipes. So it's obviously in the blood.
Yeah, who knew? Pipe collecting, it runs in the veins.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So these were the thoughts of people back in the 1880s about the origin of fairy pipes. Of course, we know differently today because pipes came into being in this country and other countries after the introduction of tobacco in the 16th century.
Yeah, in the late 16th century, tobacco was brought back from Virginia in the USA, and ever since we've been smoking it, basically. We will do more about these older pipes in the future because we found so much interesting information in the old newspapers and some great stories about fairies and the pipes.
Yeah, some quite funny stories.
Some quite funny stories, yeah. But there was lots of speculation about how old these pipes were. Of course, not everyone could read and had access to books, so some people thought they were Roman pipes, some people thought they were
Viking.
Viking pipes, but of course, now we know the truth. Here are all of our pipe stems. We didn't take as much this time. We're trying to restrict ourselves.
But they do come in handy for things.
Oh, they do, yeah.
And stones, some really interesting ones. Alex found some lovely bits of agate.
Yeah, there's a little fragment.
Nice carnelian agate there.
That's a nice banded piece of agate there as well.
That's lovely, isn't it? Sort of yellows and pinks.
Yeah.
That look lovely polished up.
And then the best rock find of the day.
The sun just happened to be shining through from the other side, a little chip in the top. And it was glowing in the sunlight. And that's what made me pick it up, that the plough had just sheared off one of the faces and show this amazing chalcedony centre to this rock.
You can actually see some really faint bands in the top there,
like
can't you?
Clouds. It's like a little landscape, really. But we will polish this up and show you it at some later date.
Wouldn't it be amazing to cut it into slices and make cabochons out of it? Wow. But yeah, that's a great find. Unexpected.
Yeah.
Oh, and this.
So this is from our last video from the Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
Alex left it soaking and then we discovered it, and I suggested that she chipped some of the rust off this big blob, and inside was this cannonball, but we completely forgot about it.
We did.
And didn't include it in our last video, so here it is.
It's funny because it was like my first find from the last video, and we just totally forgot about it, so
But it's
made an
fantastic,
appearance.
and it's very interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so this little cannonball was probably what is known as canister shot. It would have been in a cylindrical tin or wooden canister packed with lead or iron balls, and obviously this one is iron, and they measured about 1.3 to 1.5 inches, and this is around 1.5. But sawdust was packed in to keep the balls separate and tightly packed, and the whole thing would have then been fired from a cannon. And this sort of projectile was used in the 18th and 19th centuries, including the American Civil War. So metal detectorists and people like that, treasure hunters, also find this kind of weaponry in America.
Yeah, that's fascinating, and what a horrible weapon that would have been.
Yeah, absolutely hideous. And Lieutenant Henry Shrapnel, notice that word, Henry Shrapnel, is credited with developing an effective shrapnel shell in the early 19th century, and the term shrapnel is still used today, obviously, but it's in reference to the shattered outer casing of a fired shell. But that's where the term shrapnel comes from, the guy who invented shrapnel bombs, basically.
Yeah.
So how cool is that? That's a really cool find.
Well, we've wanted to find a cannonball for a long time, but we had thoughts of a bigger one than this. But maybe they'll get bigger.
Yeah, hopefully.
Our finds will get bigger.
And then we've got a wonderful collection of wee beads down here. We've got a few wound glass beads. That little squash bead is from what we believe the end of a bobbin, so the bobbin wouldn't roll around. And we've got a few pressed glass beads as well. I think that's like a cane cut bead. But anyway, some different types of beads.
Yeah, quite a few this trip.
Yeah, lovely little collection.
And these are, of course, clay marbles, clay playing marbles. And at the top of this little Christmas tree of marbles, there is a cod marble.
There's always a cod marble.
And the trunk is an alleygob,
Yay.
or 5-stone,
Or knuckle
bone, or whatever you'd like to call them. And these are all children's games, of course.
Yeah, so wonderful. Quite a few, actually. I didn't realise you found so many. And half one.
Half of them.
And then moving on.
Some fascinating pieces of pottery which cover a huge age range in history.
Oh yeah, these are amazing.
From 19th century spongeware, and we've got 18th century feather edge here.
Vestervold?
18th or 19th or even earlier Vestervold. Bits of Bartman jug, which it could date from the 17th century.
That handle as well as Bartman.
And some lovely slipware here.
I love this
We do
piece.
not know how old this could be.
I love that. I think
quite
it's
early piece.
Doesn't it look old? Look at the cross section of it. Look how it's dark on top. How cool's that?
Yeah. It reminds me of redware, post-medieval London redware. And this is part of an ancient handle. Look at that.
Yeah, look at the trunk.
Just traces of green in the cracks, which is very medieval looking. We're no experts, and we'd love Richard Hemery, if he's watching, to give us his opinion.
Yeah, because of course we're not experts, and pottery is a very specialised subject, isn't it? But we'd love to know more about these pieces and
we're learning,
just how old
aren't
they are. We are, gradually. But these just look, some of them are quite obviously very old, aren't they? Look at that. That's very old. And that. Anyway, we can't tell you too much because we don't know very much. Broken figurines and 2 dolls' lids off teapots or what have you. We got a collection of buttons, glass, plastic, and then this metal one.
Yeah, that could actually be 18th century. It might have had a pattern on it, but it's a bit corroded. We'd have to clean it further.
Yeah, unfortunately you can't see anything on there, but there might be. Potential.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a little coin down here.
Yes, and that's a halfpenny. And Alex can read the date on there.
Well, I could before, but I'm not sure if I can now. It's like 1864 or something,
Yeah.
but it's definitely Queen Victoria on there. So you were right, it's Victorian. Ta-da! And down here on the table, we got some of our favourite finds.
Yeah, body parts. basically. We love doll body parts.
We do.
And we've got some amazing little legs here. That's a tiny one, and they go up in size to this lovely one here.
Yeah, it's got a little boot.
Because Alex found all of these. I found this one with no foot on it.
Oh.
But I did find a foot.
And this is a really detailed little foot. It's
Isn't
so
it?
cute. Look at that. Look at little details in it. It's got toenails and everything.
There's a couple of torsos here. That was just a bottom really.
R.I.P.
And a lovely little arm here, complete with its hand.
And we never find arms. Well, we do, but not half as often as we find legs for some reason.
I think legs are more recognisable having the foot.
Yeah.
Whereas they could just be a little piece of pipe stem or anything.
Yeah, that's true. It does
You've really
look...
got to look out for them, haven't you?
Does kind of blend in more, doesn't it, with the pipe stems?
And here we have face parts. We've got an ear, a nose, and you can't have too many eyebrows.
I don't know what... We got loads of eyebrows. I don't know what we're going to do with them.
But this is
Oh.
the most amazing find.
I love her so much.
I have no idea how Alex spotted this because just the tip of
It's
the
like
top
that.
of her head was sticking out.
Yeah.
And she extricated it, and there was this amazing doll figurine. And it's a lovely little lady or girl, and I think she's eating black currants or something. Or blackberries out of her basket.
Yeah, she's been collecting, gathering. So we think, because she's just bisque porcelain, we think she was probably a little cake topper, little cake decoration. But she's so beautiful.
Now she could have broken off something because underneath it's a little bit rough.
It is. There's a small chip on the bottom.
Yeah, so there could have been legs on there or something. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Potentially. But yeah, that's what we think anyway. But she's definitely wrapped up in her winter clothes, isn't she?
And she's absolutely gorgeous. We love her.
She's all bundled up. I suppose you just get to know the texture of porcelain, because bisque porcelain does actually tend to be doll parts.
Yeah,
This is all bisque porcelain. So you just kind of recognise it.
You do.
And that kind of looked like a head, so, you know. I'm very pleased that we found her anyway. I
Yeah,
absolutely
me
love
too.
that.
One of our best finds.
Okay, and last but by no means least is our little bottles here. And of course, this one is a broken stoneware ink bottle, probably an ink bottle or some kind of dye bottle, but we kept it because it's got the little child's fingerprints in it again. And we might just cut that down and make a little receptacle.
Yeah, we can put things in it.
Yeah. And then finally...
This was a surprising find. Alex found it. She did not know it had actually got writing on it.
No.
So when I was cleaning it up, I saw that it says Adz Heads Derby Cement.
Yeah.
So I've looked that up, and I've found something about it in the Northern Daily Times of 1859. And they say, extraordinary and useful invention. There's nothing that housewives complain of with greater truthfulness than the breaking of some favourite piece of glass, valuable china, or earthenware. In hundreds of cases such things cannot be matched, and of course cannot be mended. The latter want has been obviated by an extraordinary and effective invention by Mr. Adshead of Derby Pottery near Derby. It is a cement that may be said to heal in perfect manner all cracks and breaks in articles spoken of, and not only in these but in marble, alabaster, etc. The benefit of this article need not be dwelt on. We have seen some of its effects at Mr. Hall's, our neighbours, and the glass that has been cemented by it is stronger in that part than in any other. The article is very cheap, and no house can be long without it. In a later advert, it also says that it was used for mending pipes. So that's interesting too. So that is what was contained in this little tiny bottle.
Yeah.
And how ironic.
I know the
Because
irony.
the bottle is broken and cracked, and we need some of its contents to mend it.
I know. Oh, the poor little thing. Yeah, it needs mending itself now. But it's funny because just after you washed it, I was like, oh, maybe we can mend that.
Yeah.
Maybe we can fix it up, the cracks and stuff. And then it turns out the contents was actually for just that.
Yeah. Oh, the irony.
I
of it.
know, how crazy is that? But we love it. It's such an unusual little bottle and an unusual little find,
And
isn't
such an
it?
apt find for us because
It
everything
is.
we find is broken,
Yeah.
basically. And Ad's Head's Derby cement continued to be sold right through to the 1920s.
Wow, how cute. I wonder if we send away for it a bottle, we'd get some back.
That would be
Do you
very
think?
strange.
Maybe we should write in. But yeah, that's a wonderful little find and a great way to start the year, actually. This whole table has been a great way to start 2022, hasn't it? And you might notice our window's looking a wee bit bare at the minute.
Yes, it is. Rather bleak and lonely.
Yeah. And that's because every year we clear the windowsill, and that's because we want a fresh start for the new year.
Yeah, fresh lot of finds to be displayed.
Yeah, so I think from this trip, we're definitely going to put the cannonball, because that's an unusual find, in the window. First find in the window of the year.
And we will be putting a little jar to put our marbles in.
And of course, there will be a new bead string as well, so we'll be adding all the beads here. These will be the first beads in our bead string.
And I think this little lady deserves a place in the window too, don't you?
Yes, I think so. I love her.
So we put her there, I think.
There we go. Of course, Barbie's here. She's been celebrating the New Year's. So, yeah.
And now, Barbie and ourselves would like to wish you all a very Happy New Year! And we hope you all had a wonderful holiday season.
Okay, so we've had an absolutely brilliant afternoon on the Field of Dreams again. And we found some more incredible treasures, some really...
I know, some amazing things.
Yeah.
Lots of legs.
Loads of legs. 4 legs and 1 arm. I was like, where are all these legs coming from? I think that is definitely a record for us.
Yeah.
And lots of interesting pottery, and of course the little doll
Yeah.
that we
amazing
found.
doll thing.
It's just, you've seen it, but we haven't seen it yet, so we're very excited to see it all cleaned up. But on that note, we're going to say goodbye and thank you. So thank you to everyone who has commented below this video, everyone who's liked the video, everyone who has subscribed, and of course,
Everyone who has donated to us in any way, and our wonderful patrons who donate every month on Patreon. So thank you all so much, because you keep us going.
you do, you really do. Even just commenting and liking the video and subscribing to us really helps. But anyway, I think we'll say goodbye and we'll see you again next week. Bye!
Goes with your dress. Hello. So here we are at Crammon.
Hag brick for you, Gail.
Hag brick.
Hello! Cecilia's found a dragon egg! Let's have a look! Oh my god! That is absolutely amazing! Hello!
Okay, so here we are at one of our favourite locations, and
You might have noticed someone.
hey, so Nicola naturally has just found a piece of clay pipe. Hello! So here we are at Runswick Bay.
Hello!
Hello! Hello!
Maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's mudlarking.